Good afternoon, Mr. McGrade. You're here to interview for the civilian IT software position. Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. We've seen your CV. Very impressive. Worked at MIT or studied at MIT and worked at Google and Microsoft in the last few years. So very impressive. I apologize, by the way, that we've had to do the interview this way. We've got a little bit of a nanovirus situation at the base and nobody in or out for a few days, I'm afraid. So we'll just get straight into the interviews, if that's okay. So we've got a few questions for you, a few scenario questions that other team leaders from the base have put forward. I appreciate you don't know a lot about the role, but I appreciate you understand that we can only share so much information until the role is offered. Is that okay?
Yeah. I know it's just based on stipulations at the moment.
Excellent. Okay, then, sir. So the first question, obviously, it's one of those interview questions you have to ask. But what are your strengths and weaknesses that you think would make you ideal for this kind of role?
Well, like you said, I went to MIT. I've studied a lot within computer science and things of the sort. So I think I can bring a lot to the technology role to the program. And what I don't know, I'm a quick learner, so I'd love to pick up everything that they have.
How do you feel about any situations where you think you might have to think outside of the box? Are you a bigger thinker, or do you prefer methodical thinking?
I like methodical thinking, and I respect it, but I can think outside of the box when necessary, I think.
Well, that might come up occasionally. So why do you want to work for the SGC?
Well, obviously, it's this new government program that's been kind of around for who knows how long, but it's been public, I guess, at least for a little while, and it seems like this new fun program to work for. Nobody wants to work for the FBI or CIA or NSA anymore. The SGC sounds fun.
It's definitely that. But are you absolutely certain you want to work for the SGC?
Hey, I'm a fan of Colorado, and I can help in tech support no matter what. So I think so. I think so.
You're absolutely certain, right? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Have you or any of your family ever suffered from any heart conditions?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So you wouldn't have any proper like high pressure rolls? That wouldn't be a problem.
I don't think so.
So
We
there'd
have
be no.
all had appendectomies by 25, though.
Okay. That sounds fun. Well, that I'm sure that won't be a problem. But high stress scenarios, fighting for your life, that sort of thing, that you don't have any concerns.
Oh, what kind of scenario are we talking?
Just those normal sort of, something weird happens, all of a sudden you are battling against all odds to protect yourself and others. That sort of thing. The
Uh,
normal.
I'll give it my best shot.
Excellent. Okay. Generally, in these scenarios, we just think using some sort of weapon is probably the best bet, and just just keep fighting until the last man's alive. That sort of thing. So, this role requires an open-minded approach. Can you give me an example of a time when you have had to approach a problem with an open mind?
Oh, well, that I was hired by Microsoft whenever I was working there when they introduced Windows Quantum 15, and that's when they integrated quantum computing into Windows, and that was a doozy, you could say the least. So we had to keep an open mind while things were not going right there, and figured it out slowly but surely. But we had to keep an open mind. There were a lot of problems coming in, and we tackled them one step at a time, and we managed it.
So just give me, so I can throw out a few examples. Let's say maybe, I don't know. Say you found out tomorrow that aliens are actually real and been visiting the Earth. Is that the sort of thing that might phase you, or would you be able to take that in your stride?
I'd like to take it in stride, I think. Being just a computer and science nerd, being just a computer and science geek, it's just a fun thing to think about aliens. I've always wanted them to be real. Maybe they are. Sure. I'd say sure.
Have you ever seen a UFO or anything you can't explain?
I've seen some weird lights before that have done a couple weird things, but that could be some college days in the desert as well. So I'm not sure.
How about if one of those weird lights came down? Actually, somebody came out, a little grey fella, shook your hand and said, "Hello, I'm a, I don't know, an Asgardian or something." That freak you out?
Like Odin or Thor or something.
I like that.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't think aliens are gonna be the little green or gray people with big eyes and smooth heads. There's no way.
So, well, yeah, you'll be surprised. So, do you have any fears or phobias we need to know about? For example, I mean, like, how are you with spiders?
Oh, I'm fine with spiders.
Okay. How about massive metal spiders?
Metal spiders. Actually, robots are something that I'm not the biggest fan of because I make them and they scare me sometimes. So, ro- robot spiders may do it for me. Actually, that might scare me a bit.
Okay. Well, good luck if you're successful. So we've got a couple of scenario questions for you. This first one has been put forward by our health and safety representative. So it's just, just out of the box, just these little scenarios. You just give me your best answer. Don't think about it too much. Just an honest answer.
Okay.
So you are in an unknown location. You see a strange light coming from the wall. Do you A, investigate, but from a safe distance? Document what you've seen, but do not approach, or stick your head in it and just see what happens?
Well, being the IT guy, I would say that you should investigate from a safe distance.
Okay, so don't just stick your head in and hope for the best.
Leave that to the military.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. I think that the health safety guy will be very pleased with that. So there is a military threat. You have to act. Without considering the logistics of the operation, would you A, attempt to minimize collateral damage, B, use the maximum force at your disposal, or blow up the nearest star and hope for the best?
Could you repeat the last one?
And blow up the star and hope for the best? You'd be surprised how often that option seems
I
to be the only one.
I think I'm gonna go with option A.
Okay. So you just attempt to minimize collateral damage. Can you elaborate on that a little bit and just say why you would go for that scenario?
Well, I guess coming from my perspective from the computer, I always try to minimize damage. Just keep the programs we put into effect in check, right? That
Okay. Why not? I mean, again, I say you'd be surprised how often option C comes up. But
the stars.
minimize collateral damage. I'm all with you on that. So just one more scenario question. So you meet a person and they say that they are a god. Would you A, discuss their beliefs and consider the possibility of a higher being? B, be skeptical but respect their belief structure? Or C, arm their followers and inspire a resistance?
Uh, um, I I think I would go with B.
Hmm.
Be very skeptical about it. I, I think mathematics are a god, obviously, through computing through computing. I'm not sure about a person claiming to be a god. I would be skeptical. That is for sure.
You're absolutely certain you wouldn't heavily arm all their followers and try and inspire an armed resistance?
I don't think we should do that anywhere here on this planet.
Really? Okay. Crazy. Well, finally, we've got one last question for you, and this is obviously probably the most important question.
Sure.
So you have a colleague who is acting strangely. Do you ignore it? They're probably just stressed. Report the behavior to a superior, or shoot first, burn the body, and figure it all out later?
I love what you do with all the C answers in these. I think I'd probably, depending on how severely the other person's acting, either A or B. Probably B, then A, or A, then B, just depending on the scenario.
Just report their behavior to don't shoot first.
I tend to not to.
As a piece of friendly advice, obviously, if you are successful in the role, I would consider C a little bit more often. Just because, again, you'd be surprised how often it comes up. Just,
Okay.
mindless violence never hurt anybody. Just in case. So, those are all the questions that I have for you today, Mr. McGray. Did you have any questions for me while we have this time?
I don't believe so. It just seems like such a fun work environment. I'm really excited for this opportunity. I like all the questions you asked. If people are this fun from the bottom rung to the top rung, I think it'll be a good place to work.
You thought the questions were fun?
Yeah, all your joke little answers in there. They were great.
What jokes? Sorry.
Like the suns and the gods and the explosions and the shooting first and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure it was just a joke. Let's go with it as a joke. In case you're unsuccessful, let's go pretend it was a joke. We try and have a lot of fun here. Wait till the annual picnic. You'll have a hoot. It's great. The annual work picnic. It's brilliant. I'm just going to end the interview by just saying, please don't repeat anything that we have said here today. By accepting the interview, you have unfortunately met all the criteria for the State Secrets Act. And if you do repeat it, you will be in prison for the rest of your life. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. McGray. Somebody from the HR department will be in touch with you in the next few days.
Thanks.